All right, what's going on, guys? How you doing? Anyways, today, man, we're going to be talking about 2v8 and Dead by Daylight, yes. So as you guys know, for at least a couple of you guys, I did actually do a video a couple months ago in August when this mode initially came out. And I didn't have very nice things to say about it then. And, well, I don't have very nice things to say about it now either. Because, quite frankly speaking, man, not much has really changed since the first iteration of this mode. And today we're going to be talking about the issues, what's changed, what hasn't changed, has anything gone better or worse? That's what I'm going to go over today, man. But as you can see by title, well, I think it's pretty obvious what I think about it. But let's get into it, man. So let's start off with 2v8. So, have the queues gotten better for killer? And obviously, if you guys have tried to play killer in 2v8, I think we all know the answer to that, and that is no. The queues are still terrible. If you want to play killer in this game mode, you have to wait at least 15 to 20 minutes, at least, on a good day. And so you might be thinking to yourself, what's the point? And yeah, there really isn't much of a point. Because think about it like this. If you're a casual player, do you want to sit in lobbies for 15 to 20 minutes? Nope. And if you're a hardcore player, would you want to wait for 15 to 20 minutes as well? Now, you could say maybe yes, too. But even still, dude, I just don't think it's worth it. Because if you think about it, right, if say you're grinding blood points, you're waiting in a lobby for 15, 20 minutes, and you get no BP incentive at all. So you're getting 30K every maybe hour of gameplay. Like, that's crazy terrible. I mean, yeah, some people don't care about BP, but it's to be considered into this equation, right? And so, again, man, unless you're a content creator for Deep Deep, or you literally have nothing better to do in your life, there's no reason to play Killer. I hate to say it, because I love Killer, and I really think the Nemesis and Wesker and 2v8 is really cool. But the problem is, man, it's just not worth the time investment. You know what I mean? It just isn't. I have Wesker and Nemesis P100 myself, and even I just don't want to even touch because I don't have time for it. You know, and it sucks. And so yeah, nothing's changed there really with the killer queues. It's still terrible, just like they've always been in 2v8, which I've criticized many, many times. But also, the Survivor gameplay really has stayed the same as well. There's still the same four boring class builds with the generator build and the escapist build, or whatever, the explorer build, and the medic build, pretty much. Boring crap, the most generic shit ever, right? And yeah, it's just boring. And you know, it's funny because they actually made Survivor in 2v8 even worse now, too, because what did they try to do? The devs, in a desperate attempt to try to fix killer queues, which, newsflash, they didn't fix shit. But they added two bots to Survivor. And what that essentially means now is you have pretty much two useless teammates on your team that do absolutely, well, nothing. Because the way these bots like seem to be programmed at is anytime they hear a terror radius or any killer that's nearby, they don't do gens. And which in 2v8 means they don't do gens ever, because the moment they hear a slight terror radius, they're done. They're just going to hide, do nothing. Right? So pretty much there's only 6 survivors on the team that will be doing gens at one time. And you have 2 useless cannon fodder for the killers to kill. Right? Boring stuff. But, you know, hey, it just adds to the repetition of boringness of the game mode. See, for whatever reason, man, people still try to sit here and say that's, like, 2v8's fun and stuff, and it's just like, bro, the only people that, in my experience, bro, I've seen that actually think it's a good mode are people who are new to the game. Because I'll say this, and I've said it in the past, too, the regular game mode far exceeds it. And because, realistically, man, it doesn't really matter how many times they release 2v8, because as you can see by their formula, all they're really doing is, oh, let's add a killer. Oh, let's add another killer. Let's add a couple new maps. And that's all they do. And the problem is, that's not really the problem with the mode, dude. Honestly. Like, they can add every single killer to the roster in 2v8, right? They can add in all the maps in the game, but the issues will still be the same. You'll still have the same crap queues, right? Survivor will still be super boring. And we're just where we started at the beginning in August. Like, it doesn't really matter, and the devs don't seem to understand. Now, you may be wondering, okay, well, if this is an issue, there's got to be a fix to it. And there is, but the problem is I don't think the devs will ever actually take the time to fix it. Because it's just like usual. They do the bare minimum effort and slap something together. So, in my opinion, man, how would I fix this? Or at least try to fix this issue, right? And to me, there's really only a couple ways to do this. Number one, you got to make Survivor more fun in 2v8 so that people are more willing to play Survivor, which would then in turn make killer queues better. And then also, they should make Survivor more incentivizing to play, right? Because as it is right now, you get like 250% BP per game, which is like not even that great, right? Because as it is right now, even the regular Survivor mode for 1v4 is like 150%. So all you really got to do is slap on a cake and you get the same BP gains. And maybe even more if anyone else in that game puts in a stream or a pudding or whatever, or escape cake or whatever, or anniversary cake, but etc. You know? So it's like, there's not enough of incentive to play 2v8. There's really not, because 250%, whatever, right? They really got to make it. This is my fix, okay? This would, I think, would generously speed up the queues, okay? Number one, I think they got to get rid of this class system altogether. Like, maybe for a killer, they can keep the class ups, because honestly, you know, there's so many killers that the variety is always going to be there, right? Because especially now there's more killers. You can play Blight, you can play Nemesis, Wesker, whatever the heck you want, you know what I mean? But Survivor, man, these class setups, they got to go. To me, I genuinely think they got to add in the perks from the 1v4 mode into 2v8. They have to. At least for Survivor. Okay? I genuinely think, like, they don't even have to add in every single perk in the game. They just have to add a decent amount. You know, maybe try, like, a little bit at a time. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing about Survivor, bro, is unlike Killer, where you can just switch up your killer to get variety, with Survivor, you can't. You're just stuck with the same shit builds every game. No items. No variety. You're just doing the same thing every game. Right? And it's just boring. And not to mention, too, to add on top of the, most of the time, bro, especially if you're a competent player in this game and you play Survivor, either one of two things is going to happen. Either A, the killer that chases you sees you're good at the game and leaves you immediately, or my favorite one, they 2v1 you every single time they find you, which is so fucking boring. It's so uninteractive that it's just like, it makes me fall asleep, right? Because there's no, like, if the killer is 2v1 you, bro, as a Survivor, you literally can't do anything. You're done. And that's just kind of the truth of the matter. Unless they're, like, ridiculously terrible, but even then, they can still get you. Right? So, to me, man, my fix is plain and simple. They got to add in perks for Survivor. They got to make it so you can equip items, right? Maybe they don't have, like I said, they don't have to add every single perk in the game. They don't have to add in all the add-ons. Maybe they get rid of syringes and stuff like that to make it a little bit more fair. But they got to add variety. That is the big thing for Survivor, dude. And then also, in my opinion, they should at least add a 500% Survivor BP incentive. At the very least. I think it probably should even be a little bit more. But if they added those two things in, bro, I genuinely think that the killer queues would actually be a lot better. Granted, would they still be kind of crap? Maybe, but maybe you could get it down to like a 5-minute queue per game if they were to implement those things, you know? But, of course, will the devs do it? No. Because, let's be real, nothing has really changed with 2v8 ever since it initially came out. I saw the same criticism with, as I said in that video. If you guys want to watch it, I'll put it down in the link below in the description. But pretty much all my grievances with the mode are still here. And people were trying to defend it, bro. Like, people in my comment section for that initial video I made were trying to glaze the most so hard. They're like, oh, bro, it's just the first iteration. Just stop being so negative. It's like, it's just facts, dude. I'm just speaking, objectively speaking. Like, there's nothing really with this mode that's changed ever since the initial release. Other than they added more killers and added more maps. Basic fucking low effort crap. You know? And so, I'm telling you, man, like I said with what I said earlier, adding new killers is not going to change this. They got to, like, add variety. I think variety is the biggest thing. Okay, variety. Keep things interesting. Keep things fun. That's how it goes. But, you know, hey, man, this is the thing. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. Like, if you enjoy 2v8, that's perfectly fine. If you're a newer player, you just say, I don't like 1v4. It's boring. It's too sweaty. I just like 2v8 because it's fun. Good on you. But objectively speaking, 2v8 is a boring mode. And it's very bland and just uninteresting as all. Okay. The only interesting part about it is killer, and you have to waste 30 minutes to get into one game. And so in that case, it's not worth it. And that's really all I got to say about the mode, dude. There's really not much more to really say about it. You know, I'm just adding on to what I said in the last video I made on this mode. But I'm expecting some more negativity and, you know, delusion. So if you guys want to put it down in the comments down below, hey, be my guest. I'm willing to interact with you guys. And, yeah, so share your opinions down below on this game mode. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. But until then, man, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.